What's going on, Benchwarmers? Welcome back to another episode, another fantastic weekend of footy. As you can see, Diego was excited. He had a great weekend. Some of us not so much. As you can see, some Liverpool fans didn't want to join the call. They're pretty heartbroken. But before we get into that, you have to make sure you guys know where to follow us and where to find us. Marco, where can they find us on the podcast?
They can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher by searching Benchwarmers FC.
Diego, I'm gonna give you this one. Where can they find us on our handles?
On social media platforms, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter by searching Benchwarmers FC1.
And if you want to email us, because I know Mark was going to give me, the stick if I don't mention this,
It's
bench
there.
at benchwarmersfc.com. Make sure you guys give us a like, please. We really appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, Benchwarmers FC TV, give us a like. Hit the subscribe button. It's all right here. I'm gonna give Marco some work to do. So
Damn it, you did it again.
Here you go. Boom, boom, boom.
Not gonna be there, but it will be around there.
If you're listening to this on a podcast, leave a review and a comment. It really helps us out. And again, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. And if you guys are also not aware, we went live last night for a brief, maybe like half an hour or so, you guys think?
45 minutes.
It's about 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes, right? Yeah. So if you want to catch us live, you want to join our live conversations, again, Instagram, Benchwarmers FC1. With that, without further ado, do we have to introduce ourselves? We kind of know who we are, right?
No, the name is
Yeah.
right there.
Marco
right
the
there,
Interrupter,
right there.
Diego Satchel, Erik the
That's
Instigator.
true.
That's good.
I'm gonna use that this time instead of our
Alright, cool.
actual names.
What? The nicknames?
Yep.
We have to get one for Dyer, man. We have to get one for him.
We'll figure something out sooner or later.
Yeah, we did.
Some related to Spurs. I wish he was here.
Spursy.
So I have my whistle with me today, so I'm gonna do a little fake whistle.
Wow, that's loud. Shit.
To kick off today's podcast, we're obviously going to focus mainly on the Prem. Briefly talk about the Champions League that's coming up tomorrow. But let's kick it off with the biggest game of the weekend, man, in my opinion, and the biggest, I guess, drama-filled game, which was the Merseyside Derby. Everybody's talking about it. Pickford's pictures assault on Van Dijk, and apparently R.I.P. Van Dijk, because everybody's thinking apparently he died now. I mean, look, he got hurt. Granted, yes, horrible injury, but my man's still alive. Relax, guys. Have you guys seen all this stuff going on around? Like, all this, everybody's sending messages to Van Dijk, make sure he's okay. We fully support him. It's like, bro, relax. It's a part of the game. He got injured.
there was I literally saw a tweet before joining the call, and it was some dude is making fun of it was obviously a Liverpool fan page, but they had a grayed out photo, a black and white photo of Van Dijk in the background with the red outline, and then they had the text from his Instagram message scrolling up like Star Wars style, like if he had freaking like if he had gone to another dimension, bro, and he was just leaving his final rites or his last will. Dude, yes, it's awful to see a player, especially from your own team, go out like that, but they're acting like it's the first ACL injury in the history of football, man. Like, come on.
Seriously, like whatever.
Some people on this podcast have gone through similar situations, and
Well, speaking about people on this podcast, I was watching this game with Edgar, and I don't want to dive into the whole, was it a red card? Was Mane offside? I think we can all agree it was a red card, and then Mane offside was a BS call.
Yeah.
But the question is, and I want to ask you guys this: we can't take out VAR. VAR's a part of the game.
Yes.
That's granted. So, talking about that is like beating a dead horse. It's done. Now, Edgar's thing, his point is, it's not VAR that's wrong, because the video's working. The video's there for a reason, and that's what it's the purpose for. But the rules of VAR, it's what's causing all these issues. Do you guys see these rules changing, or is it going to continue like this? Because honestly, I don't really see them changing. So I think it's going to be a matter of us just sucking it up and just kind of like how we say, Diego, it is what it is.
Bro, it is what it is. I'm going to get in before Marco interrupts me, dog. I think...
too late. I think... I'm kidding.
I think this is what we're going to have to put up with. And the interpretation of the law itself, all that stuff is going to have to... They have to revamp it because the technology's there. I know that a lot of people have been nitpicking. We've been nitpicking all season, last season when they introduced it. So for right now, man, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think it's gotten to the point where basically every team has either benefited from it or they've gotten screwed over pretty bad. Like we can all relate to that. What do you think, Marco?
I agree, man. Everybody has or benefited or suffered by it. I think some teams have benefited a little bit too much from it. Just saying, throwing that out there. Let's see who grabs it. I think the rules will be updated by the end of the season. They said they weren't going to touch it, and they ended up adding that the refs can actually go in and see the replay. So
that was
with time, I think they will. I just don't know how many of the rules will be updated. So it's with time we'll tell.
I mean, yeah, this game was full of drama. You saw the Ray Charleston foul on Thiago, which was a blatant red card. At least they got that call right.
He didn't get injured
because that could have been not only career-ending injury.
Yes, holy shit! The way that his leg,
horrible. And Van Dijk's. I mean, I don't want to digress on that, but watching his knee lock out like that was terrifying.
Well, I was gonna say I think Thiago looks a lot worse than Van Dijk's, but he's the one that got injured, which just sucks.
Yeah, man. Like it was just a horrible thing. But the one thing I can say about Everton, regardless of the calls that were made, Pickford stepped it up, had some phenomenal saves. James showed he's not a just 6 out of 10 player. He showed he's a world-class 9, 10 out of 10 player. Marco, before you go ahead, I want to make one more point. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, towering header. You immediately see the impact of not having Van Dijk on the field.
All right. My first point. Yeah, abused the 6 out of 10. Yes, I did say it, but you also forget.
I didn't say you did.
Whoever wants to pick it up, right?
You want to pick it up?
You keep on throwing little rocks because I'll be the only one that has ever said it. And yes, I did say it, and I stick by it. But I also said, and this is the one thing that you guys keep on forgetting that to mention, is that I also rated him an 8 out of 10 for his club. So he is a good player. It's just that in Real Madrid he didn't do much. Because he wasn't allowed, because Ancelotti was no longer there.
Yeah, do you recall this? Different. Do you recall this? I don't know. Maybe we should use VAR for that that comment you made.
Thank God we are on the podcast that we can technically go back and go look for this. Whoever has the time will do it.
I'll be waiting.
Oh wow! So I have to prove my. Oh, fuck out.
Look.
Video, bro.
That's how VAR works. That's how VAR works. You have to find it. If you don't find it, there's no proof.
When I find it, you both have to come on and say, Marco, I apologize for saying only 6 out of 10 and not mentioning the 8 out of 10. And I'll make Eddie do it too.
Eric, you gonna pick that up or is what it is?
Okay, all right. I'm saying if you're gonna get your facts right, you have to get them right.
Prove you wrong.
That would be hard.
The biggest reason why Pickford is still playing and why he's still like I saw a tweet about this and you mentioned it, like you hit the nail on the head. He still makes good saves. He can make these blunders. He can get involved in the Van Dijk incident. But he pulled out honestly some pretty top drawer saves that game, which kept him in it. And then man, so like trying to attack it from both sides really quickly. Calvert-Lewin getting that header, like it definitely showed what is going to be a huge hole in that defense for the months to come, because this is long term, right? We're all going to assume that there's no timetable yet for the return, and I'm just interested to see how they're going to cope with it, because other teams have gone through injuries, other teams have gone through thin squads, they've lost star players. And we were talking about it before when it was, I had mentioned it before in terms of like COVID and stuff, whenever like, let's say a player gets a positive test, now they have to do without. This I think is definitely much worse, but it's going to be interesting to see how Klopp and Liverpool manage not having Van Dijk in the back. I think they might have to evolve playing everything through the midfield to try to keep the ball away from their defenders as much as possible.
Well, as a lot of Liverpool fans on the Instagram Live were saying last night, Fabinho is a backup. They also have Joe Gomez, who isn't that bad, but realistically, I think Fabinho kind of fits the Van Dijk mold a little bit more as with the distribution more. What's going on, Mark?
I was just gonna say, Eddie also mentioned it when Allison got injured and Adrian came in. He said we're just gonna have to go back to old Liverpool, that we're gonna have to outscore everybody.
Yeah, and he's
that
right.
Might just happen right now.
He's right, man. But one more thing about this game, we all know the scoreline. It was 2-2, drama-filled game. Everton, top 4 team?
So far.
I say so far as well, because one of the things that I'm going to be interested to see is how they cope later on in the season. You know, they don't have such a congested fixture schedule like the other teams, but it's I really think it's about like maybe running out of gas. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. It doesn't look like that's what's gonna happen. Calvert-Lewin is turning into freaking CR7, putting headers in 90 rated headers or whatever.
Crazy.
But it's gonna be interesting to see. And again, just like Liverpool, they could be one or like I think every team, yes. If they get 1 or 2 injuries to key players, if James goes out because of strain, you know, hamstring, it's going to change the team. So
just with Richarlison, Iwobi won't do what he was doing.
Well, Richarlison, I think he's a little overrated, to be honest.
I mean, he is, but Iwobi won't match up to him. So
he won't. But
this next game will be also a little hard for them. I'm just saying, putting that out there.
Who's playing next? I didn't pull the next fixture they have. You know who they play next?
No, but I can tell you in 3, 2.
Our crack producer Marco is on the search.
Southampton,
yeah. So that's all we got for the Merseyside Derby. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more news coming out of that game. No, what's it called? Repercussions for Pickford. So
yeah,
no retroactive action. Sorry. The next thing we have is Chelsea versus Southampton. 3-3 result. Timo Werner Havertz finally get on the score sheet. Finally. But their defense still struggling. Very fragile. So Lampard, my questions are on Lampard right now. Is he going to get more money to fix the defensive issues? They got Thiago, they got Sarr, who they loaned out. Or is he going to get sacked before that?
Nah, he's staying. He's staying at least for the end of the season. I don't think he'll
go to the shouts have been made. The shouts have been made already for Lampard's head.
By who?
By who? By the fans. Some fans already turning on him. Some fans already turning on him, saying that he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's playing players out of position. Look, for example, he just played Werner for the first time in his natural position. What happens? He gets a brace. But then he throws Kepa in the back, who I think has 3 errors that led to goal already.
Yeah. When it comes to Kepa, I think he changed. I think he drinks Kepa's Kool-Aid, man.
If you guys watch the replay over for the goal he gave up to Che Adams, it is bad, man. Like, especially in slow motion, like Kepa has no idea what he's doing. Even after Che Adams gets past him because Kepa misjudges coming out, Kepa is able to recover and get back to the goalpost, and he still misses the ball.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
he still misses the ball. You're a goalie. Like, you can use your hands, dude. Like, your whole body.
He dove like a defender or something.
Yeah, he tried to like block his legs.
Maybe the shout for him getting sacked it is a little bit too early. It was been going on in the Twitter feed, you know. It is what it is.
Protected, man. I think he's protected, dude. He's protected. Look at how much we're trolling Spurs for the same exact result, and now nobody's. I mean, at least like the banter is not on Chelsea and Lampard. It's not. He's protected. He's protected 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Now he has to be a little bit smarter and realize that Kepa is not the person. And while Mendy's out, Caballero has to take over.
Yeah.
What's the bench's review? Do you guys think Lampard got lucky at Derby and is now in over his head? Or is he still kind of finding his way with
I think he went money hungry, and when he got the money, he just grabbed players. He didn't really vet them and pick who he really needed. I think he did dumb purchases.
So he was buying hot new toys.
He's like, I didn't get to spend money last season. Let's spend some money now. And it kind of like bit him in the ass.
The kid who got his dad's credit card to buy all the FIFA points to make his ultimate team better.
And then it's still crap because he's not that good. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what happened. He never had the money to spend for big players, and now he had it, and then he just went and kind of wasted it.
I think honestly, just to be fair to Lampard though, he has the personnel to turn it around. Yes. He has the personnel to make it a good season for Chelsea. And a lot of people had Chelsea in their top 4 predictions, which means that they believe the players that are there are capable of doing it. However, I think it's kind of telling. I think it's kind of clear that if it took him until game week 5 to play Werner as the center forward so he could finally start scoring, I think it just shows he may be a little bit over his head. Now, I'm just talking about the fact that he went. I think there was a viral tweet that went out the day of the game where he had just gotten, like, he hadn't even gotten his coaching license in like 2018, but by the time that he got the Derby County job. I think it was like either January, July, one of those months, but early 2018, the first half of it. And it was an article about him. I was just nearing to get the coaching license. But I think right now he's adapting. We have to give him credit for that. He's definitely adapting, but I think it might take him too long, and it's going to cost Chelsea in the long run for this season.
Well, we'll see. They ended top 4 last season. They could have been top 4 after if they got the win this past weekend, but they didn't. But speaking about coaches in over their heads, is Arteta in over his head? There have been shouts already from very pessimistic Arsenal fans, which we know there are too many of those to exist. Not me. I'm on the Arteta camp right now. I'm all Arteta in.
I think we're both drinking the Kool-Aid right now.
I think we're both. Yeah, hell yeah. I see the progress, but there is going to be a time where we're going to start asking questions. When are we going to start seeing the best side of Arsenal? Because we went to the empty head. Pep Guardiola showed Arteta who's the boss. And in my opinion, I think it was a pretty even game. Statistically, kind of looked that way. Second half, it was a complete stalemate. The goal they had was a goal that, it just a deflection.
It's a lucky goal.
You blame Leno. I don't know. People are saying Martinez maybe wouldn't have done that. Leno did. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna start blaming players individually, but I think overall this 1-0 loss to City was a lot better than we've looked in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 games against them.
With them, we would have lost 5-0.
Yeah, I mean we did. We lost 3-1. We lost. When we've lost to them, it's looked bad. We've been completely played off the pitch. This time you saw some fight from Arsenal. My only question to Arteta was, why was William playing a false 9? He's never never done that at Chelsea.
Playing at center forward, bro.
That was a skeptical call for me, because you're gonna be going into a side like Man City who have the patterns of play literally written on the back of their hand. They know everything's gonna happen on the pitch, and you're throwing in a player who hasn't played the false 9 position, at least to my knowledge, at Chelsea before, and try to create something out of nothing. I mean, look, it's working for Harry Kane. Yeah, give him that. It works for Firmino. Yeah, give him that. Playing that false 9 role, but Willian is not. I don't think he's a false 9. I think.
Sorry, what was he? Wasn't he brought in with the idea of maybe using him as a cam and not a false 9?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, the idea was for him to be a very versatile player to kind of play all along the top side of the pitch. Now, I've been reading articles saying that the whole idea was for that Arsenal to build their way up into the game and then have Aubameyang, fluidly, make his way down the middle, which is when you did see the best opportunity for Arsenal to come was when Aubameyang was down the middle. Questions are starting to arise as the team selection the past couple games. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you guys think? You guys know where I stand. I'm completely for the trust the process right now. I'm believing the process. We're in 5th place right now. Again, it's only game week 5, so it's not too much to kind of go off of. But do you think that Diego, as a United fan, as a rival fan, Marco, as a fellow supporter, do you think we're in the right process, right? In the right taking the right steps to build, hopefully, the Arsenal that we once knew?
Marco, don't interrupt me, bro. You can go first, bro.
Ah, damn it! I was gonna interrupt you anyway, and I'll interrupt you anyway. Yeah, we're in the right steps.
All right, so what I think is that.
No, I'm gonna be quiet. I think we're going in the right steps. The one thing that I sometimes question might be the timing of the subs. I sometimes feel like it should be early. I sometimes feel like it should be a little later. This one, I thought that Partey should have gotten a little bit more time to actually see what he can do. Maybe this wasn't the game. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to consider the fact he had one training session.
Yeah, but he was game ready. So
game fit.
Yes, but there was no chemistry built yet. Mm-hmm. So I know that takes time, and I understand that. But we also would have. I would have liked to see a little bit more of him in the field.
Correct.
That's the only thing. Aside from that, man, I mean, Arteta is Arteta, bro. And we're giving him a chance. And so far, he's been doing phenomenal in my eyes. Yes, there's hiccups, but every coach is going to have them.
Less than a year in.
Give him time.
Trophies.
There you go. So, I mean, give him a try. Give him a chance. Yeah. And I think we're doing phenomenal so far.
Diego?
I think, I'm...
Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Damn it, you didn't react.
Because I knew you were going to try to get me, man. So like I'm gonna give you one. I have just one criticism because I feel like they beat Man City when it mattered most.
FA Cup.
For the FA Cup trophy, period. Like, yes, Man City has gotten the better of them over however many games. Like, they haven't been able to beat them. I understand that. But at least, like, when it mattered most, like, Arteta, like, the team dug in, you guys got the chip. That's what counts, right? And I feel like you're asking about the process. I think there was a clear path there, and I think the team might have deviated a little bit from that. And you were talking about actually Willian as center forward. One of the biggest things, and I only know this just because of fantasy wise, Aubameyang has only scored once in the beginning of the season, and then my man went quiet. Yeah, my man signed his new contract. He signed the thing. Nothing, bro. He had one assist during the, I think it was like the second or third game, if I'm not mistaken. But that was it. And then the goals have been a little bit hard to come by. Arsenal have gotten the results against the, let's say, the lower half opposition, so that's been good for them. Coming up against Liverpool and City is kind of screwed so early in the season, because anybody going up against those two teams early, obviously you're going to get, put a magnifying glass on, and they're gonna try to break you down for it. I think the fact that Aubameyang is kind of misfiring, and then Arteta getting some wild idea to put Willian as false nine, I think he's trying to cope with a problem that he might not be able to figure out just yet. I think Aubameyang not pulling up like he usually does for the team, I think that's causing them a lot more problems than maybe he would like to admit. But it's Liverpool. We have to be understandable. It's City. We have to be comprehensible about those two tests. But then people start bringing out the record that Arsenal haven't beaten any Big Six away sides in so long, since 2015. And it goes through several managers. Like, I'm not putting that on Arteta, I'm putting that on the club. Like, Emery. It goes through Emery, it goes through Ljungberg, it goes through all these guys. And now Arteta has to deal with this one like fault that the team still hasn't been able to overcome. That's why I think that he had a vision. They were going towards it, and now it's a roadblock. I think it's a roadblock that he's going to have to get creative to try to maneuver around. As far as like what the team looks like, I honestly, like, I thought it was kind of yes, Party, the new signing and everything. Like, if it were me though, and I was looking at, like, if I were a fan of the club, like, I wouldn't want Party to make his debut in that situation. Yeah,
it could look bad. It could look bad.
Yeah, he got a yellow card, and then the game was over. Yeah, basically.
What are you gonna do?
It doesn't highlight his qualities. Like, if you were going to put in this player that's going to shut down your midfield, help transition and everything, give him at least the first 60 minutes, give him an hour, and then take him off if he's not ready. I think, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like Arteta is maybe trying to manage too many loose ends, and he might be letting some slip. And that's really all I have to say. Again, in the same manner, we're only in Gameweek 5. There's still a lot of time to right these wrongs. And like many other managers, even Solskjaer included, Lampard included, everyone's getting put to the sword real early. And I think the reason for that is because we're just seeing so many goals. Like, it was just this weekend that we got our first 0-0 draw. Yeah. So that's all I got to say on at least what's affecting Arsenal right now.
No, yeah, I actually agree with you. I think Arteta and Pep, more of a tactical showdown as opposed to a individual player showdown. To your point, Aubameyang, I feel like isn't being used in the right position.
Yeah, that's not his fault either.
Yeah,
he's been playing as a left wing back.
Yeah, and he's not. God knows how long. He's not a player that will take one-on-ones on all the time. That's somebody who I would put more Willian to do that, more Saka, more Pepe to take the one-on-ones on.
Yeah, man, Saka's been looking nice.
Yeah, man,
Saka's been looking nice.
It's a learning process. I think they got the better of him in this game. Pepe got the better of him. I'm not upset about it. Like you said, I just don't want this to kind of start being the downhill, Arsenal type of thing where we just start losing. So hopefully the momentum picks up again, but we'll see what happens there. Speaking of momentum picking up, though, Manchester United, phenomenal response back. Maguire, slabhead, my man, putting the slab on all the haters right now. with that header goal, and almost getting a second one too. Beautiful
Yeah.
goal line clearance, by the way. Quickly to you, before we discuss Maguire should probably take a break, go on vacation or something. He didn't need it. Didn't need it at all. He came back, responded to the haters, and got the goal. What are your thoughts on him? And also, as a fan, are you confident that your team is kind of back into its form, or are you still a little nervous that one slight loss here or there might kind of bring all that tension back to the team?
No, I
From the
think
media.
I'm definitely nervous. I'm happy for Maguire, obviously, and you could tell, at least I could tell. Speak for myself. I could tell, just his body language after scoring the goal. My man didn't celebrate. He didn't even I don't think he even high fived anyone. He just was like, all right, it's in the back of the net, and he went back. He jogged back to his spot, and I really feel like that was just like all of this pressure being relieved off of his shoulders. And I mentioned it before in the live. For people that want to join us on the live, that I would highly recommend it. It's an awesome time. It's a fun time. His family speaking out, his sister speaking out and congratulating him and everything. It just shows how ridiculous the abuse had gotten, that they're speaking up after a goal that he scores on the pitch that they're not involved in. Yes, they're family, but for them to they literally used it as a way of okay, let's shut up the haters. What a way to respond. That was their language. Yeah. And the second one, I like the fact that he had the confidence to take that shot from 20 odd yards out, because he used to do that a lot at Leicester City. He used to do that a lot, because that system definitely benefited him. He might not be able to do that as much at United, I guess, but it was nice to see him have that little bit of confidence to be okay, I'm gonna cut in, I'm gonna take the shot. And it wasn't, he's a central defender. You don't expect those to go in all the time, but for what it was a good effort. I think though the biggest deal right now is that they're still on the tightrope, and they're on the tightrope just because of the fixtures that we have coming up. There's no easy fixtures, honestly. For whatever the result was, and for their response, leaving it late, and the just I think the quality of the goals speak for themselves. But having PSG, then Chelsea, then Arsenal, then Leipzig, that's huge. And I think I remember feeling this way. I think it was back in December last season, when we had to face Chelsea and then Spurs and then another team or something like that. And then and I was like, holy shit, they fucking won all those games. And a lot of people are saying that that's just when Solskjaer is when he's threatened with the sack, he turns into a completely different person, a completely different manager. Yeah, man. Ferguson Light or something like that. I don't know, but I'm not comparing him anyway. I think he just understands, all he understands that the team has to respond, and then the team understand that they have to speak up for themselves too. They have to show it on the pitch. I'm glad that they got the 4 goals, and that it wasn't, it was still labored, but that they kept going and kept scoring. I think that definitely helps them. And then not getting ahead of the Champions League, but hearing that PSG are going to be without so many key players, which is huge for luck. It's a huge stroke of luck. I feel like they have the chance to build on it. So I'm just happy for that. Dude, getting slapped 2 weeks ago by Spurs, and then having both of those results literally go the opposite way, where Spurs have, pulled the Spurs, but then United also bounced back. Yeah. I'll take it, man. Yeah. For this season, as wild as it is, I'll take it.
And you thank you for the segue, man. Spurs 3-3. They won it in the first 15 minutes.
I think we're all trying to hold the laughter there.
It's just so much that happened, bro. And I hate going over our time, because I know we're over our time already, but just talk about this, man. Spurs won it within the first 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
pretty much. Then lost it within the last
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, do you blame the players? Do you blame Mourinho? Do you praise West Ham? What or is this Premier League football back again?
Bro, I think honestly it's unfiltered Prem, man. And
right?
And the fact that the West Ham players, a lot of people were mentioning Lanzini hasn't done anything for months. Lanzini hasn't done anything.
Did you see the Spurs fan?
Huh?
You see the tweet from the Spurs
Yeah,
fans
yeah.
saying, "Oh, we sub on Bell, they sub on Lanzini." That
Yeah,
is
the tweet. The tweet. Bro, but you have to have a certain confidence as a player for your club to hit that. I don't care who you are.
oh,
You have to
that was
have it in your head to be like, I'm gonna bury this. And he smacks it. Oh,
contender for goal of the year.
I think so. I think
so.
early. It's the first one that we have. I think so, man. Early contender for goal of the year. For what it meant, being 3-0 down. The way it hit, like he hit it with the outside, like almost with the outside of his boot, and it curled away from the bro. And it's still, oh man, it's the thing though. Who was this other Spurs fan that I know? I'm gonna call him out right now. This other Spurs fan that I know, and I hope he listens to this. He was saying like, oh, like it's crazy, like you can't do anything about the Lanzini goal. I was like, okay, that's excuse. That excuse works for one goal. What about the other ones?
2 goals.
And then he was like, oh, that's Sanchez. He's such an idiot. It's an own goal. I was like, okay, that's excuse number 2. What about the other one? And it's like the team shut off. The team shut off for the first goal that gave them momentum to come back. They shouldn't concede that header. They all stood still. And then obviously it just crumbled from there.
I know Marco probably had a thrill watching Bell go onto the pitch and then getting completely trolled after he got subbed on. They conceded all 3 goals, which I don't see how the correlation there, but it is what it is. He missed the open chance.
Yeah,
he should have put it away. Then again, he did just come back from injury, so I don't know.
Yeah, that too. He hasn't been playing much. I mean, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, man. I mean, it wasn't his game. Maybe he had an off game at the golf course, and then it just rubbed off in this game. I think
he went -3 pars, -3 for golf. So
that could have been. He had a hole 1. He celebrated a little too much, and then this one he just couldn't make it. I don't know, man. It was fun to watch, though.
It was fun to watch, and I don't want to dive. We're going way over our time now, but just a few more questions, real quick on this game. Harry Kane, humane son, that beautiful connection that we're seeing. Not once, but twice now.
Fucking crazy.
Different occasions. Harry Kane jumping so far back, putting balls on a platter for humane son. Is this a team that can actually contend for the title, or are there defensive flaws, their Spursy moments going to cost them the entire season all over again? And
bro, it's in their DNA, man. And even like the Spurs fan I was talking about, he's like, oh yeah, this is the he's like, yeah, this is the same Spurs that baptized United. And I was like, okay. I was like, there it is. Like, there's your trophy. Like, you guys are going to be content with, oh, we beat United. And then when it mattered for you to get these 3 points and continue your push, when you have 2 of your best players having the connection of a lifetime, you're going to waste it on a 3-3 draw to a team that should have been dead because you were up 3-0. And that's all I have to say. I like all the tweets are out about it already. Like, it's definitely not my original take, but that title contention began and ended in those 90 minutes. That's
100%. It. Yeah, everybody's saying, "Oh, they're gonna win the league." Because like, I'll call them out. Josh legit texting me as the game was going. They're winning 3-0. Oh, Spurs are winning the league. I'm like, should I go over and slap you right now?
Bro,
you were saying. So I told you guys a message.
Listen, I know Jose's gonna hate me, but like, banter aside, we were up 3-0, and he was like, man, like I hope I think he said something about like scoring more. And I was like, bro, it's Spurs, bro. Like, I clearly told him, I was like, it's Spurs, bro. You never know, man. You never know with this team.
You never know.
When you learn about this, never put your hands down.
Yo, word. Yeah, Mayweather. You're right. Good reference. So aside from that, the other games that happened, not on Saturday, we covered all those games. Yesterday on Sunday, Sheffield Fulham 1-1, Crystal Palace Brighton 1-1, Leicester Aston Villa to the Villa 1-0. Villa, the only team with the perfect start, 4 out of 4 games. And Martinez, which is slowly breaking my heart, but I'm so happy for him. 2 man of the match performances. Great on him. They mentioned it earlier. The first drought for goals was West Brom versus Burnley today, and the Leeds and Wolves game today. That was a phenomenal game. If you haven't got the highlights, definitely catch the highlights on Twitter, YouTube. You're gonna see all that. And a shout for Jimenez red card. Let us know,
bro. I wanted to look at it live. I'm about to open it up right now because I found a link to the replay of it. Is a stream. So I'm literally opening it right now. 89th minute. Ooh. Oh,
It's
it's right
bad.
on the byline.
Oh, it's bad. No, it's bad. It's worse. I think it's worse than Humane Son, to be honest with you. Than what incident happened against Chelsea last season. I think it's worse.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't had a chance to catch it, Diego, if you can maybe send this link to Marco so he can put it in the description or something in the YouTube video, and I'll put it on the podcast so people can look at this, because it should have been a red card, and hopefully just to be consistent, there's some retrospective action done with this, because if it was done to Son, it should be done to Jimenez as well, who did have the goal for
Was
Wolves
it before
today.
or after the goal?
After the goal. After the goal. Yeah.
It was literally there's 30 seconds left of regulation time, and he's right by the byline. He rolls over. It's bad.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Leeds, because Jimenez was quiet the whole entire game, got one shot on target, and Phillips reacted to header it, and it went the goal, completed to the goalie off. So Leeds are a fun team to watch, regardless of the result. Make sure you watch this game if you can.
Yep.
With all that being said, that's the Premier League action that happened this weekend. Diego, you're the only United team. The only Champions League team here. I know everybody strives for Europa, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. Let us know what's going on tomorrow right? Tomorrow and Thursday for Champions League action, and let's get some predictions and let's call it a night.
Yeah, man. So we have some pretty good games tomorrow. I'm wearing my pink jersey to pay some tribute to the result last time against PSG. This is the same jersey that they wore when they beat them 3-1. So it's magical night in Paris, man. And I think that PSG game is probably going to be very interesting to watch. But there are other big ones. So United PSG, we have Dortmund Lazio. Lazio have been okay in the Serie A. I think that's going to be a good match. Chelsea Sevilla is going to be very interesting. They lost a few key players, yes, but Sevilla are still Europa League, the champions of all time, sure. But the fact that they have so much European experience playing with all these sides, I think that's going to be another interesting one to watch. Juventus has what should be a pretty easy matchup against Dynamo Kiev. And I'm just running through them really quick because there's also a few matches on Wednesday. Barcelona is playing Ferencváros as well. Leipzig's playing Istanbul, Zenit, and Club Brugge. So I'm going to ask you guys real quick. We'll end with the PSG United game. Chelsea Sevilla. How do you think this one's going to go?
Sevilla. Kepa's in goal. Sevilla all the way.
Marco, what you think? Chelsea
Sevilla, no problem.
Sevilla as well. Dang.
Even though they're coming off a loss.
Yeah, they are. I think I'm gonna go with Sevilla too, man. Let's just unite. Let's unite on that. Lazio Dortmund. Marco, Lazio Dortmund. Who do you think's taking that one?
Dortmund.
Yeah.
Simple.
Dortmund all day.
Haaland, bro. Don't Haaland to go.
Haaland. Let's see, and then PSG Man United. What do you guys think? A tie.
2-2.
I can see that.
Hopefully it's not even a matter. Honestly, I could see United winning it. I can see if Cavani wanted to get revenge on his former club. So I'm gonna give it to United. Maybe a 3-2, 2-1.
I hope United can take it. I think it might be I feel like it's going to be a 2-1 or maybe a 2-2 draw, because even though they're, like I said earlier, they're missing a lot of key players, they still have it's interesting that after playing PSG so many times, this is going to be the first time that Neymar is going to play them.
I know you're
with Mbappe. So it's going to be interesting.
God.
Interestingly though,
Maguire
didn't travel because of a hamstring tear.
And Bruno's captain, right?
That was today. Yeah, that was literally this afternoon. And then Oli had named Bruno like a temporary captain for the match.
He deserves it.
And it's going to be interesting. But moving on to Wednesday, I'm going to shout them out for you guys. You tell me where you think the result's going to go. Let's do. They're coming off a loss, so I want to include Barcelona in this as well. Real Madrid Shakhtar. What do you think, Marquito?
If they win, they'll win like with a 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Eric.
They're struggling with goals.
Shakhtar.
Yeah, Real Madrid lost 1-0 at home against a promoted team, so they don't deserve anything right now.
What do you think about then Barcelona and Ferencváros?
I mean, Barcelona. You know, Messi's gonna turn up.
I mean, he hasn't.
That's
Also,
true,
man, I was
bro.
about to say about Real Madrid too, but
That's true. That's true. All right, so Ajax Liverpool on Wednesday.
Oh, Ajax 1-0.
Ajax
I
1-0.
like Ajax, but they got rid of all the players, man. Liverpool.
But they always build
Yeah,
them back
man,
up.
they got a skeleton squad for sure. All right, I'm gonna give it to Ajax. I think Ajax right now. I'm pretty sure you seen the Ronaldinho gif where he's like licking his lips and everything with that injury, bro. Yeah, they're ready for it.
You don't. Liverpool, I think would have rather lost that game than lose Van Dijk.
Facts.
This
Without a doubt.
was horrible for them. This I think cost them their titles in all competitions.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Next one, Man City Porto.
Man City.
Yeah. No brainer.
I think.
Is KDB back yet?
No.
I think
so.
no.
I don't think he's not back yet.
I don't believe so. No, and honestly,
I think he's back at the beginning of November.
Porto has been playing pretty well. Tecatito has been playing well for them. I know that for sure. He's been scoring some golazos, so that's going to be interesting. The other one left. Let's do two more. This is for Wednesday this week. Bayern Atletico. Bayern easy. Even Atletico with a new Luis Suarez, a shiny brand new Luis Suarez.
Yeah,
With
you can't put down
Bayern,
the champions, bro.
Lewandowski. Alfonso, it's just too much.
Yeah,
Too much firepower.
even though I think Sane is injured right now, they'll stay have phenomenal. They have Coleman.
Too much
They
firepower,
have
man.
All right, so do me a favor. Give me a score line.
3-1.
3-1 Bayern.
3-1. Yeah, I could argue with that. I second that.
Let's do that. Let's go with that. The last one here, just to round it out: Inter Milan, Mönchengladbach.
Mönchengladbach. Inter just came off a loss.
I'll give it to Inter.
But Lukaku, bro. But Lukaku.
To me, he's good. It's just that whatever, man. I mean, I'm not following what you say because he has showed up regardless of what you said. I just think that this game is specifically, I want to give it to Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Inter.
I'll give it to Inter. I think that's awesome. The games this week are going to be super exciting to look at, to watch, to enjoy. I think, I don't know why, but it feels like there might not be an upset. I feel like things might be kind of business as usual. If you guys,
football has been so
crazy
that anything can happen. Honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. To be honest with you.
So just to include you guys too, since you're on here, I know Arsenal played Rapid on Thursday. Is that something that you guys think is going to be in like a winnable match?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go super young.
No difficulties.
No, I think we're gonna actually walk out pretty confident. Play a lot of the young kids, get their confidence going, and maybe put a Aubameyang in there to get some goals to kind of get his confidence going as well. But
I think this is gonna be the true start for a party.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting game to start him. Yeah, Spurs also played Lask.
And then
hopefully Spurs don't pull the same thing against Lask. But I think one of the most interesting, it could be, even though they just lost over the weekend, AC Milan and Celtic. That could be an interesting matchup to watch in the Europa League. Yes, and there are a lot of other matches, but just so that we won't run too overtime, if you're excited to watch your teams, we'll be posting about that as well on our social media, so you guys can give us your predictions. And that wraps up the Champions League kind of preview for this week.
Wow, that was a good episode, man. A lot of content, not a stuff to go over, and there's still more to talk about, but we'll save that for another time, another episode. With all that being said, thank you for joining. Catch you guys next episode. We're gonna have some collabs going on with the EPL boys.
EPL boys posting pints this week. We have a lot of things going on this week, so keep an eye out.
Definitely do that. And I think we can end it there, boys.
All right.
With all that being said, you are the bench with the boys. Where the bench is always warm. Peace.